Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Now, recently, and before I start, apologies for my voice. I was at a event last night and singing very loudly. So, yeah, check out my short on the Clubland Live if you want to see where I was, who I was seeing. Anyway, so yeah, recently I knew that I was going to be out of ink in my printer soon, so I just wanted a project that I could do to use it up. So I've made this. Now, first of all, I just want to say thank you to DJ over at Hither and Yon Studios for the members reward on her Ko-fi site. And this journal has mainly used her March supporters kit, and I also added to it some stuff from Release the Crafton's Patreon, some freebies from Tara Jacobson at Artsy Fartsy Life, and some freebies from Seven Plaza. I also used some magazine bits and pieces that I cut out, and probably just some other stuff, well, obviously fabric and that sort of thing as well. And the reason why I'm just telling you up front whose stuff I've used is just because I just want you to sit back and let me take you on a little journey. So I was wandering around in the country one day and I stumbled upon an old unused ranch. I started to explore and I found a load of old pages of a book that had been lying out in the sun for years. No cover, so the whole first signature of it has got all faded and weathered. The second signature seems to have been protected and is in a bit of better condition because it was all stacked underneath. Next to the pages I found a load of old clothes and rags, plus this old cigar box that was filled with memories and photos from when this was a working ranch, and they must have enjoyed travelling as well, as there was all the stuff in there that looked European. Maybe the ranch had to be abandoned and all of this stuff had been lost and never picked up again and finished. So I thought I would go through all the memories and create the journal that this had all clearly been intended for. So let's go through it. I'll move this to the side because all that's left is just some old dried flowers that had been left on the side. So let's go through it. So I washed and used some of the old clothes and rags to make a patchwork cover for the journal, and this old belt buckle just to hold it together. So this journal I've called Found on the Ranch. It's just held together with this old bit of rag and this old belt buckle. And I've patchworked together some of the old clothes and some of the old rags and things that I found. It's just got the two signatures that I found lying there, and this is the ranch that I was exploring all of the woodland for. So as you see, it's all muddy and weathered and just been sitting out in the sun for such a long time. This was the old car that they had. And here's some of that foreign language that I was talking about. And just some pretty pictures, some tags that I made, this old receipt, which you can't read what it's for, but it must have been something that they bought when they went to Europe. Some pictures of wildlife. Sorry, I was out of shot there. Some pictures of the wildlife around the place. And this is an old letter from the 21st of October 1936, and I think it's in Dutch. And it's a love letter. So maybe someone went travelling and maybe they met somebody on their travels, but they had to come back to the ranch, but the person they met in Holland just couldn't get them out of their head, because they also sent this old music, which must have been their song, and they probably danced to it. in the 1930s. And there's the cow that they had on the ranch. Some sunflowers. Some more memories from the holiday. Just some old bits of newspaper. They obviously really loved horses. And if you are scared of horses, trigger warning, there are horses in this, sorry, should have mentioned that up front. You know who you are. So they must have really enjoyed horses and couldn't leave them for, you know, they had to come back to the ranch, because then they wrote this letter back, which just talks about how much they had to come home and they really missed them, and maybe one day they'll be reunited again, and they'll always remember their time in Holland where they danced to the song. And then there's this little envelope here that folds out. It's just a little note. July 14th, couldn't sleep from the heat. Windmill creaking all night. Something don't feel right out past the creek. So just back to normal life on the ranch. But still the memories of the holiday. Another check. Some old pictures of some of their travels, maybe through the mountains. This beautiful house. And this is a lady, maybe she was the one that lived there. But there's a man as well. So maybe she went travelling and she met him. So I wonder what happened to them. There's a map here, just all folded up haphazardly like maps do. But this says, forever yours. And look, they must have been reunited in the future, because this is them again, all grown up on their horses. So he must have not have been able to resist, and he's come back, and they've made a life together on this ranch. So this is both of their story, not just hers. Just some more bits and pieces that they collected on the travels. They used to like to keep leaf cuttings and make notes of them. That says plants of Jamaica, so maybe they did some more travelling. Went out to Jamaica. There's lots of blank space to write in here as well, so it can still be used as a journal even now, and that's what I will do with it. I will keep their story going. There's that cow again. Here's some more notes from nature that they've collected. And this is super faded, but some more notes that they've made. They must have really liked to document different bits of nature, flowers and leaves and butterflies and things that they collected. Oh, and here is, maybe her name must be Martha. So Martha's Prairie Biscuits. 3 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, and some bacon drippings. Bake till golden, serve hot if there's butter left. And that's her car, Martha's car, filled to the brim with flowers. So maybe she used to like to deliver flowers around the town to help brighten up people's days, sell them. There's their horse again. Here's another envelope. A nice stamp on it. And what's in here? Really old, tattered. April 7th, 1912. So this is earlier. Saw lights on the far ridge again. Thought it was coyotes at first, but something felt off. Best to keep the rifle close tonight. So she must have been living there by herself, quite young at this point. Maybe it was her parents. And here's a little notebook. Just a little empty notebook. Just to write in. Ooh, what's this say? Saw a coyote today. Excuse me. Don't tell Ma, Tommy. So Tommy, they must have had a son later on in life. And he's written a little note and hidden it in this notebook. For some reason, he didn't want his mum to know that he saw a coyote. Martha gets to learn that surprise for herself, clearly. Here's some more receipts and things from their travels, all a bit messy. Some more of those plants. Another envelope here. And what have we got inside this one? Oh, it's just some life lists. Checklist. 2 heifers missing at the east fence. 1 bay mare limping. Check hoof. And brand check Jew. Shopping list. Flour, coffee, chewing tobacco, horse feed, matches, molasses, peppermint drops, and don't forget the pie tin. She must be making a pie and needs his chewing tobacco to keep himself sane. So they've just created a little life for each other, for themselves. Having to just live it out on the ranch for the rest of their days. It's Maddie's farm. They must have gone visiting to Maddie's farm. Found some chickens hiding in the barn. Don't reckon they've been there long. I'll get them back to the coop. Some chickens have escaped. What else have we got to do? Fix barn latch, mend saddle, left stirrup broke, feed old Blue, and check water at the back creek. And here's one of their treasured horses again. So that was the signature that was very old and weathered and faded from the sunshine. This one was a bit more better preserved because it was underneath that one, so it's a bit more colourful. And that's just some nature that they came across and perhaps she painted. Sorry for the shouting outside. It's my neighbours. Here she is again, old Martha, looking very beautiful. And here is something from their travels. An old invoice or something. It was obviously something that she wanted to keep. Maybe it was a present from her future husband, whose name we don't actually know. Here's some more things that they've collected. And is that a dragonfly? I don't know. But Borneo this time. Plants of Borneo. So they've obviously gone there, and then they've taken a photo here of them having a little garden party. So that's nice. Oh, and there's a baby there. I wonder if that's from before. I wonder if that's little Tommy or if that's, who knows. Some more things. Now this one says Rue Verte, which is Green Road. So maybe this is French. I know some of it's definitely Dutch. So maybe they went on a little tour around Europe. And there's another old receipt from somewhere. And then some of these are some of the weathered pages as well. They obviously did, maybe it flapped open in the wind some days. Some more. Oh, and there's 2 boys. Maybe this is grown up Tommy, and maybe they had another son. Some more bits and pieces that they've recorded. Their clothes that they used to wear, hats and boots, all filled up with flowers. She obviously liked a bit of photography and flowers because there's lots of that around. And some more stuff, memories. Republic Française. So this is French, so they did go to France as well and obviously bought something. Maybe well, this is 1899 actually, so this must have been collected from before. Maybe this was Martha's parents went to France. And this is Amsterdam, so maybe Martha went to Amsterdam and met her husband, future husband, and maybe her parents met in France, or maybe they were French and they went over to America to own a ranch. Here's that cow again. Some more notes and things that they've collected, feathers, pine cones, and a picture of all their beloved horses. That horse, it's not horse, that's cow, that's that cow again. What's in this envelope? The nights grow colder without you here. Tell Pa I'll write again come springtime. Yours always, M. So that must be Martha. Bless this land, these beasts, and these hands that labour. She's obviously getting a little bit wistful there. This is 1947, so must have done some stuff then. Oh, maybe they went on skiing holiday. Did you go on skiing holidays in 1947? Maybe that was just snowy mountains that year. Who knows? I think I'm expecting too much from this time. This time of things that they did. There he is, handsome as he is in his old age, riding his horse. Lots of space to write in here. There he is again. She must have really loved him. To have two pictures. Another letter. What's this letter? Oh, got a big stamp on it. Looks official. Don't know. I think it must be some sort of summons. And what have we got here? Inventory. Ah. But that's also, I think that's in French, so maybe that was the things that her parents were taking over from France. Here she is riding off into the sunset. The horses. She used to love making lemonade, doing her flowers, a pretty little butterfly there. I've also used a lot of the old clothes and things to make some of these tags that you see around the place. And here we go, back roads with the truck again. Wild Heart. And just this old. So I hope you enjoyed taking this journey with me through this ranch that I found just as I was exploring on some travels and seeing what happened with Martha and her family and little Tommy. Yeah, thanks again to DJ at Heather and Jon Studios, Release the Crafting, for a lot of all those kind of field notes, pages and that sort of thing, where it was those notes and things that was from Priscilla. And that's what I also forgot to say. So some of the pockets and that big tag and things, I actually used the things that I had made in Mass Make March when I made those master boards of not old, but some magazines and stuff, and then gessoed over them, cut them down. I then just decorated them up and distressed them with inks and stuff just to make them look a little bit more old. So that was how I made those. So yeah, so like that, for instance, that was one of the masterboard things, and I just backed it and then just stuck some bits and pieces on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back again with something else. June is the month of Creep on June, which I'm going to be getting involved in. So hopefully that will be fun. And if you did like this video, please do like and subscribe. Again, sorry about my voice. Next one will be fine. Please like and subscribe, and thank you to all my new subscribers and for everyone that's returned. I appreciate you all so much. I'll be back again with something else very soon. Bye.